And then lastly, sharing text. Because again, there were people who were actually sharing these things with their friends. One person shared every text with their partner, which was amazing. Not for my study, but for a public health aspect. Really great. So, yes, and the things are included in my dissertation. Sorry, I couldn't talk about it all here.
And very well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
One more question.
I do want to add something. I've had a lot of experience with the middle schoolers and high school in the public education as well. Yeah, I had a lot of experience in teaching the middle schoolers and the high schoolers. I think you have a great intervention that might work even at the to reach that income area where you want to go. I think it will fine with those kind of kids too. But you might have to change a little bit of the way it's worded and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a good idea. So try that. Maybe network with the administrators in the school system. Maybe that's how you get your.
This intervention actually started, well, not the intervention, but when I first came to the school, I started off doing teen sexual health. But I realized early on that at that point I wanted to graduate. And there are a lot of ins and outs that go along with getting parent permission, getting school district permission. There's just a lot to that. So I decided to go up a couple of years and deal with the 18 to 24-year-olds instead of working with the teenagers.
So I think we ought to, at this point, we're going to excuse ourselves and let you all keep something. We'll be back.
So they just suggested that while they're gone, I continue to take questions from you guys. So any other questions? No? All right. Oh, yes, Dr.
I actually have a list. I'm really curious because actually your emphasis was with African American women in this particular category, but as your structure went using the theory of planned behavior, gender and power, as well as the social cognitive theory, it can actually apply to individuals who are in a relationship where the power dynamic could be skewed.
Right.
So if you look at it with that frame, there's a potential that you're not only looking at it as with women, but you also can look in different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you would be, how would you be able to adapt your theory as you presented today or your concept to various cultures?
I don't think that the theory itself needs to be adapted to be culturally appropriate or competent, but I think that if I wanted to, say for instance, adapt this to Latino women who have the second highest rates of STDs and unplanned pregnancy, I would just go back to square one with another research advisory board, but it would be full of Latino women instead of black women. And then some of the verbiage would need to be changed. So there were things that we added to the text, like, I don't mean text messages, but to the actual curriculum that were more appropriate for black women. So one person in my research advisory board was saying, we should say, hey girl, because that's how young black women talk. And we added that term, hey girl, to several of the text messages and little things like that. So I think that changing certain verbiage that would be appropriate to, say for instance, Latina young women. Of course, changing the images, because right now all of the images are of black couples. And the videos as well are all of black couples. So there are little things that would have to be changed. I don't think the entire intervention would need to be overhauled, though. Just small changes here and there to make it more culturally appropriate.
You have a question on here.
Yes, what's the question for Facebook? Hi, y'all.
Esther, I think that's the lady from Pennsylvania. She said, have you been able to triangulate the data yet? And if so, were the quantitative and qualitative convergent?
They were, for the most part. As you can see in the, I'm not going to go back to it, but from that acceptability feasibility scale or survey, there were certain numbers that had, like for instance, I wish there were more text messages. It was kind of neutral. It was almost approaching 3. And that was consistent with the qualitative findings where quite a few people said, I like the way it is, where some people said, I would want more text messages, and then a few, like 2 or 3, said, I would like less text messages. So, yeah, all of the qualitative data was fairly consistent with the quantitative data. Anybody else? Yes.
So I was just thinking about ways you can measure the, how do you say it, the likes of certain content that is sent through text messages. I was wondering if your platform actually had, like, you know, on some group me you can like certain messages that are sent, or you can reply, I like this, or reply, I do not like this. Is that something that you see that will be useful in measuring the kind of content that people are actually enjoying versus the kind that they might not really be too happy about receiving?
It might be useful, but I received that kind of information from the qualitative data. So
Okay.
asking questions about what could be improved or what did you like most about this intervention, I got back a lot of answers that were responses that said things like, I like the memes the most, or I like the pictures, I really like the videos. They didn't talk about specific text messages, but they talked about content areas or delivery types of messages. And so I do have that data. Yes, Ariel.
No, and I agree.
Dr. Rankin.
And I agree, and I'm thinking along those lines, almost like a YouTube or something. Because if you ask them, 3 months down the line, 8 months, 8 weeks down the line, it can be a little skewed. But just in the moment when you're looking at a video, you're like, oh, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I actually use Vimeo as the platform, and there is an option to like videos. I disabled it because I didn't want anybody's perception to be skewed by what they saw
That
from
somebody
somebody who watched it before.
Okay.
So I disabled their ability to make any comments or like any videos. All they could do was watch it.
I have a question. My hand is dead, though.
Yes.
So for your the next phase 3 of the study, would you continue to do just Facebook only, or would you continue to go into the community, maybe in the lower socioeconomic status parts, to kind of solicit for the population, more the population that we would like to reach, that this study would help?
I would hope to do a lot more of what I consider hard copy recruiting. We actually had an issue with that. When we started, this study was never designed to do any online recruiting, never. But when we recruited using hard copy flyers, it wasn't effective. We recruited for 13 weeks and got 1 call back. And if I would have continued doing that, I'd be graduating in like 6 years. It just wasn't effective. And so I went back to the literature, and what I always knew, because I spend half my life online, is that this population, this age group is online. If you want to reach them, you got to get to them online. So we recruited through Facebook. We did Facebook ads and asked people to repost the flyer. We reached out to different organizations that were specific to blacks or black females in that age group. We did Instagram posts. We did Craigslist, Twitter, and then sent emails to different college campuses, specifically targeting organizations that had black women in them. So that was that. Yes.
What's the 0.73?
Oh, wait, they're coming.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm gonna give her a cut.
Congratulations, Dr. Margaret.
So it sounds like you had a great discussion. Are you still in the middle of it, or is it party time?
We were, but we can always do party time.
Party time.
Laura, do you want to do a picture before
Yes.
we also?
Yes. Cognac Griffin was my there,
Yeah.
but she'll be right back. So now, officially now and forever, I will return Dr. Montgomery. Thank you.
It's not
Am I supposed
champagne.
to open it?
You can show people.
I just want to say that she has the pink paper next to the green paper. dropped it. Oh my gosh. It has my name. It says, wow. It's to put on my desk. It says Tiffany M. Montgomery, PhD. I'll take this to pen with me. Pictures, pictures. I'm not going to let that go.
So do you want a picture of the whole team?
Yes,
And
please.
where would you like to be? Laura can
I
tell
can
us.
turn the lights up.
Should we be across
Yeah.
this wall here?
Well, let's try to be back up.
Is the light question?
Find out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Leave that in the background.
Yeah.
Leave that in the background.
Yeah.